There is a truth few astrologers dare to say out loud. Some people are not here to dissolve into love, they are here to orbit around themselves. In a world where we are taught that romance is the ultimate achievement, certain zodiac signs quietly choose a different path. They fall in love, yes, but first and forever with their own reflection, their own ambition, their own inner universe. And strangely enough, this unapologetic self-focus is exactly what makes them some of the happiest, most successful, and emotionally unbreakable people on earth. You cannot seduce them by sacrificing yourself. You cannot win them by chasing. You cannot melt them by begging for warmth. They are not cold because they are cruel, they are distant because their center of gravity is internal. These 5 signs love deeply, but selectively. They give their loyalty to their goals, their comfort to their own needs, and their admiration to their own evolution. And when you understand this, something liberating happens. You stop trying to conquer them and start asking whether you even want to. Let me introduce you to the 5 zodiac signs whose so-called narcissism is actually their secret formula for happiness. If you fall for them, fall carefully. If you marry them, marry consciously. If you expect them to change, don't. Leo. Leo does not fall in love. Leo chooses. And there is a difference. Ruled by the sun, this sign radiates warmth, charisma, and magnetic presence, but the light is self-generated. When Leo enters a room, admiration follows, and Leo breathes it in like oxygen. Their narcissism is not insecurity. It is conviction. They genuinely believe they are extraordinary, and because of that belief, they often become exactly that. In relationships, Leo wants admiration first, partnership second. They are generous lovers with gifts, with gestures, with public declarations, but only as long as they feel adored. The moment admiration fades, so does their emotional investment. Why are they emotionally cool at times? Because they protect their pride like a crown. They would rather appear indifferent than vulnerable. As a husband or wife, Leo can be passionate, loyal, and fiercely protective, but they require constant validation. Marriage does not bore them quickly, but monotony does. If their partner stops inspiring them or applauding them, Leo begins to look elsewhere for applause. Divorce? It happens when they feel unseen. The only people who can build a stable and happy relationship with Leo are those who are strong enough to shine on their own, yet wise enough to let Leo feel like the sun. 2 stars can coexist, but only if neither tries to eclipse the other. Capricorn. Capricorn does not love people more than they love success, and they will never apologize for it. This earth sign is often called cold, distant, calculating, but what they truly are is disciplined. Capricorn's first romance is with achievement. While others fall headfirst into emotional chaos, Capricorn is building empires, reputations, security. Their narcissism is subtle. It manifests as self-reliance. They do not need constant affection. They need respect. In relationships, Capricorn may appear reserved, even emotionally minimal. They do not shower partners with dramatic declarations, they show love through responsibility and stability. As a spouse, Capricorn is dependable, structured, protective of family reputation. But emotional warmth? It must be earned. They get bored in marriage when it becomes chaotic, financially unstable, or intellectually stagnant. They rarely rush into divorce. They analyze it like a business decision. If the partnership no longer aligns with their long-term strategy, they exit calmly. Who can build a stable relationship with Capricorn? Someone equally ambitious, emotionally mature, and patient enough not to demand constant reassurance. Capricorn is happiest when their life is ordered and their achievements visible. Love is welcome, but it must fit into the plan. Aquarius. Aquarius loves humanity more than they love individuals. That is their paradox. They are visionaries, rebels, intellectual explorers. Their narcissism hides inside their uniqueness. They truly believe they are different from everyone else, and often they are. Emotionally, Aquarius can feel detached, not because they lack feelings, but because they prioritize ideas over intimacy. In relationships, they need space like oxygen. Too much closeness suffocates them. As a husband or wife, Aquarius can be loyal yet unpredictable. They might forget anniversaries, but remember your wildest dreams. Marriage does not scare them, confinement does. They get bored when routine replaces excitement, when conversation becomes superficial, when freedom shrinks. Divorce can happen suddenly, almost shockingly, if they feel trapped. Who can stay with Aquarius long term? Someone independent, intellectually stimulating, emotionally secure enough not to cling. Aquarius is happiest when they remain themselves inside the relationship. The more you try to possess them, the faster they emotionally disappear. Aries. Aries does not love slowly. Aries loves intensely, but first and foremost, they love themselves. Their narcissism is raw, impulsive, almost childlike. They wake up every morning in competition with the world, and often with their own partner. To be with Aries is to understand that you are not the center of their universe, they are. And strangely, this makes them powerful, fearless, alive. Emotionally, Aries can seem impatient and self-absorbed. They are not naturally attuned to subtle emotional needs. If you require constant reassurance, they will grow restless. If you demand emotional depth every day, they will feel trapped. Aries loves the chase, the spark, the fire of conquest. Once the relationship becomes predictable, their pulse slows and boredom is their greatest enemy. As a husband or wife, Aries is passionate, protective, even heroic in moments of crisis. They will fight for you, defend you, build a future with you, but they will not revolve around you. Marriage bores them only when routine replaces adventure. If life becomes too calm, they may unconsciously provoke conflict just to feel alive again. Divorce for Aries is often impulsive. One dramatic fight can become a turning point. Who can build something lasting with Aries? Someone confident, active, independent, and emotionally resilient. Someone who does not compete with them, but runs beside them. Aries is happiest when they feel free, admired, and slightly challenged. If you try to tame them, they leave. If you run with them, they stay. Virgo. Virgo's narcissism is quiet, intellectual, almost invisible. They do not admire themselves loudly like Leo, nor compete like Aries. Instead, they believe deeply that they know better. Virgo loves their standards, their routines, their correctness. And that belief makes them selective in love. Emotionally, Virgo may seem cool because they analyze feelings instead of surrendering to them. They rarely drown in passion. They evaluate it. If something does not meet their internal criteria, they withdraw without drama. As a spouse, Virgo can be reliable, attentive to detail, practical, devoted in small everyday ways. They will remember your doctor appointments, organize finances, create order, but they struggle with emotional extravagance. Too much drama exhausts them. They get bored in marriage when chaos, irresponsibility, or emotional unpredictability dominates the household. Divorce for Virgo is rarely explosive. It is a slow, silent decision made after months of internal calculation. Once they decide, there is little turning back. Who can build a stable relationship with Virgo? Someone calm, emotionally intelligent, respectful of boundaries, and appreciative of subtle acts of love. Virgo is happiest when life is structured, meaningful, and efficient. They do not need fireworks. They need harmony and competence. Scorpio. Scorpio's narcissism is different. It is not about admiration or success, it is about power. Scorpio loves deeply, obsessively, intensely, but they love control more. They protect their inner world fiercely. Emotionally, they can appear cold because vulnerability feels dangerous. They would rather test you than trust you immediately. In relationships, Scorpio demands loyalty and emotional depth, but they reveal themselves slowly. As a husband or wife, Scorpio can be profoundly devoted, passionate, protective, almost unbreakable in commitment, until betrayal appears. Then their detachment can be absolute. They do not get bored easily. They get disappointed, and disappointment is fatal in their emotional universe. Divorce for Scorpio is rarely casual. It comes after a dramatic internal transformation. When they decide to leave, it is permanent. Who can build happiness with Scorpio? Someone emotionally brave, honest, and strong enough to handle intensity. Scorpio is happiest when they feel powerful, desired, and secure. Their narcissism is the armor that protects a very deep heart. And here is the secret few understand. These 5 signs are not incapable of love. They simply refuse to lose themselves in it. Their so-called narcissism protects their individuality, their ambition, their pride, their depth. They often become the happiest people on earth, not because they love less but because they abandon themselves less. If you fall in love with one of them, do not try to compete with their self-love. Build your own. Stand tall, shine, stay independent. Because with these signs, love is not about possession. It is about 2 strong centers choosing to stand side by side.